Well, welcome. You're here with Dr. Angus Pike, the current president of the Victorian branch of the Chiropractors Association. And I've got to tell you, I'm really excited to share some information with you. The excitement so far around our Inspiring Change seminar has been just outstanding. And for those of you that have seen the marketing so far, I've spoken a little bit about our secret expert. And today I'm going to introduce you to this wonderful man. Our secret expert's passion is really to equip and empower individuals and businesses, for that matter, to experience growth and prosperity to their fullest potential. If you wanted to spend an hour with this man one-on-one, then it would cost you thousands of dollars, and we've got him for a whole morning. And so I feel proud to introduce you to Pat Mesiti. So Pat, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Angus. I can't wait for this interview. You make me sound impressive.
Well, Pat, I've had the pleasure of reading some of your stuff and looking through things, and good friends of mine have spent a lot of time with you, and they speak incredibly highly of you. I'm interested in this, Pat. Our weekend is really going to be all about behaviour change, and it's moving forwards. Yep. And I'm wondering this, why is it then when people know that change in behaviour, change in their actions, that it will produce a better life and an easier life, a more successful life, why is it that they still don't make change?
Look, I think a lot of it gets back to what I call our lids, or our viruses, our mind viruses: culture, religion, upbringing, philosophy, parents. We kind of become pre-programmed in our thinking. And so we have this lid, whether it comes to finances or change or relationships, and we don't know how to undo what we already know. The biggest hindrance that I find that people have to knowing and growing is what they already know. And so they're used to a certain pattern of behaviour. They're used to a certain way of doing things, a certain way of doing business. They've got what I call a DNA, a financial, emotional, spiritual DNA. And then facing that stuff to move on and being aware of it is the biggest challenge. Most people aren't even aware that what they're thinking is wrong, or how they're thinking is wrong, and how it's affecting their money in particular. They're just unaware until someone points it out. And then it's one thing to be aware, but then how do I change? Everyone, you, me, everyone listening to this would say, look, I can be better, I can do better, I can achieve more, I should have more. This question is, how do I do it? And that's the biggest problem that people face, is they just don't know how. They would if they could, they don't know how. And for many years, Angus, I was the director of a drug rehab program, graduated over 400 boys with an 86% success rate. They never went back to drugs. Wow. The problem wasn't drugs. The problem was why they took drugs. The problem was they thought like addicts. And some programs were getting 14%. We were getting 86%. It was getting them to understand why they do what they do. And that comes back to money, behaviour, relationships, everything about them. And then some practical steps on how to do it, which I'm going to explain a little bit more of that on the seminar.
Great. So I mean, I guess that elusive change is something that is possible.
Absolutely. And you know, here's what I teach people. What you do daily will determine what you are permanently. It's a daily thing. Here's another thing. We can't change what we constantly tolerate in life, nor must we ever complain about what we permit. You and I will find that we permit certain things in our life, permit ways that people talk to us, permit our financial, our financial lid, or we tolerate it. Now, we must never complain. And unless we challenge it, it doesn't change. And it's a process. It's not going to happen in one hit. It's a process. That's why personal development, personal growth is so imperative to our growth. And like you never learn from the book you don't read. You never look. There are people out there still debating whether they should come to this seminar. Here's the problem: they're never going to learn from a seminar they don't attend.
So, Pat, for those listeners out there that have kind of heard this message before, and is this just kind of more of the same rah-rah that I've got before? What would you say to that?
Oh, look, I'm not into rah-rah. I'm too busy to just make them go there. Oh, you're amazing. You feel great. You're incredible. What a bunch of crap that is. Yeah. Excuse the French. But it's not. We want to get you to change the way you're thinking. And I want to get you to change the way you think, to change the way you feel, which will change the way you act, which will change your income level or your relationships or your clients. It's addressing the thinking. It's not a rah-rah. Man, I'm an ex-drug rehab director. You know, the other day, one of my clients said to me, I said, oh, you're not laughing. He said, it's a bit hard to laugh when you're performing surgery, Pat. So I want to confront to change. Are you with me? Yeah. And look, we'll have slide-splitting laughter. It'll be absolutely hilarious, you know, especially when I talk a little bit about male and female behaviour. But the key is to desire. if you're already pre-programming, oh, another rah-rah, I can't help you. Sorry, you know.
Yeah.
I can't help the person that doesn't realise they got a problem. I can't help the person that thinks that I'm his problem.
Yeah.
Thirdly, I can't help the person that does have a clear outcome for their problem. And so, you know, if you're really predisposed with that thinking, we can't help it. But all I'll say is give it a shot. Just give me a couple of hours of your life and let's see if we can't make a difference. Because I know in that conduit of time, that small amount of time, we can at least begin a foundation for change.
Yeah, and I've got to tell our listeners right now, because Pat and I have been chatting for some time recently as well, and you know, this whole morning presentation is going to be very focused on what we as chiropractors really need to do to step into a true leadership position. And for us to be leaders as professions means we need to be leaders as individuals as well. So,
well, Angus, you know, I get invited quite a few times overseas in the United States to speak at chiropractors events for that very reason. Is that what we say is so in sync with what they need to do, need to be, and want to become. And so with that, I have a great heart for the chiropractic industry because they really are at the point of bringing healing and help to people, which is what I'm about. And that's why we feed 6,000 kids a week. It's about heart. You know, when you go to a chiropractor office, most time they are heart people. They're not just getting the bucks in a bank, you know. They're heart people. And so that's what I want to work on because that is the essence of what's going to get them to a higher level. They deserve more than what they've got. They absolutely deserve more. The healing, the connection, what they do to people is incredible. They should have more. They should deserve more financially, spiritually, emotionally, in every area. And I want to help them get that.
Great, Pat. Well, I just know that that this is going to be a pivotal weekend for us as a profession and certainly for many of us as individuals as well. And we look forward to seeing you really soon. So thank you for taking some time out of your ever so busy day. So take care.
Angus, thank you, and look forward to seeing everyone there.
Great. Thanks, Pat. Bye.
Cheers.